for about the next 10 minutes, I would say, or so. It's going to be tough for these drivers to see before that shadow on the front straightaway disappears. And our beautiful Redwood Acres Raceway pace car, Postal Auto Mart, indicating to the drivers 2 more times around, and we'll get set to go racing. As always, we call your attention to the indicator lights down there in turn 4 and over in turn 1 as well. You can see they're both on yellow. When those lights go out, it's generally an indication we'll go green on the next lap. The cars in this trophy dash, 3 of those cars have won main events here at Redwood Acres. In fact, Tim Standifer has 2 main event wins. Eric Graham has 2 main event wins. Rusty Olson with 1 main event. Tim Phillips is the only car on the track right now who has not picked up a main event win. Tim McEwen gives him the sign 1 more time around, and we'll go racing. Yeah, we like to see these cars lined up 2 by 2, and you'll notice that orange cone over in turn 3. The whole idea is the cars should try to maintain speed and position, and then they can start to get on the gas when they get to that cone. Turn 1, Graham from the outside. Phillips is staying right with him, and now Standifer and Olson getting real close to each other. Standifer going to the outside, and Phillips going to the inside of Graham. And we have everybody represented out here: Pontiac, Buick, Ford, and Chevy. 4 different manufactured cars in the trophy dash. Halfway point, lap number 3 underway, lap 3 of 4. Olson and Standifer side by side, staying right with each other. And Graham down the back straightaway. And now Standifer starts to pull ahead of Olson, and we'll show the white flag this time around. Continues to lead. And Phillips, Standifer, and Olson. And here we come. Checkered flag, Eric Graham. And Eric did this last Saturday night, but he also filled out the rest of the program. Graham's car, sponsored by Don's Auto Parts. That'll be his dad, John Graham, quite an accomplished oval track racer. Also Redwood Tire, John's Automotive, Performance Engine Parts. Brand new sponsor tonight, Redwood Towing of Garberville. As Eric gets ready to climb out of the race car. Safety net is off, and here comes the steering wheel with that little quick release pin. Out of the car, Eric Graham. Looks like he's going to have a whole bunch of visitors out there for the photograph. Hey, Eric, do you still have that race car for sale? You'd think somebody would buy it. You keep winning. You know, they can't ask anymore. Rule of 95 decibels. These cars also need to run their original stock exhaust, or at least something very similar to it. They can't really do too much with tuning the exhaust on the cars. And Ray Middleton, the 52 car, leads them around. Bonnie on the outside, and here they come out of turn 4, and we go green. And very quickly, Bob Bonnie goes to the front. Fast qualifier, Doug Pulver is right there with them, and Pulver slips to the inside. And if these guys aren't careful, Pulver is going to run away with this one really quick, because he's already up front when we haven't even completed our first lap. And Sandifer in the 5-car trying to make his way up there. He was second fast qualifier. We always start our cars inverted start, fast cars in the back of the pack. And Sandifer trying to squeeze to the bottom of Bob Bonnie's Monza. And now he's got some running on, but he's got a long way to go. Lap number 3 underway. And Pulver starting to pull away from the rest of the cars. Will show the white flag this time around. And out of turn 4, one more time around for Doug Pulver, Gary Sandifer, Bob Bonnie, and Ray Middleton. Inexpensive way to go racing. And I think they said that it originally had been put into racing conditions before they acquired it, although they didn't have to modify it somewhat here for Redwood Acres. So, as we've told you many times before, if you'd like to get started in racing here at Redwood Acres, this is definitely the way to go. Racing is never cheap, but this way you can get started fairly economically. There he is out of the car, Doug Pulver. Doug, a rookie in oval track racing, but very much an accomplished racer on the road courses with the Sports Car Club of America. In fact, winning a regional championship with the Sports Car Club of America before deciding that it's a lot easier to tow from Fortuna to Eureka than going down to Sears Point and officials that there is quite a bit of concern about the visibility situation at this moment, so the first green flag we see will not be the start of the trophy dash. They're going to give them some hot laps until we get rid of that shadow on the front straightaway. That's the indication. Miskowski in the 72 car. Tom Hubert, young driver in car number 16. McEwen gives him a wind-up signal here. Just go ahead and bring him up at a nice even pace. Go back to yellow, and we'll try to get them lined up, and I believe we'll be set to turn them loose in our 4-lap trophy dash. 16 car, Tom Hubert, the driver. The car is owned by Jerry and Jerry Ayers. That's right. Husband and wife team own the car, and they both have to be named Jerry. It's got to be very confusing. Somebody calls on the telephone and asks for Jerry. Husband, Jerry Ayers, a veteran driver who's spent quite a few laps over on the track at Anderson on that oval. And he's decided that he'll go ahead and be a car owner and leave the driving to somebody else. We go green. And Miskowski goes to the inside. Hubert right behind him, then Walker. And right Reitman a little sloppy out of turn 2. Coming around to the position of lap number 1. Hubert just inches away from the bumper of the 72 car, Laskowski's Pontiac. And out of turn 4, Hubert goes to the inside. Into lap number 3, and we'll look for the white flag this time around. Again, Hubert on the inside. He might have the line this time. Once we into turn 1, Hubert trying to keep that inside line. Laskowski goes to the outside. Hubert back on the inside. Door to door down the back straightaway. Hubert with the advantage on the inside. Laskowski drifts way high. And he's got it. Checker flag. And Walker sneaks up into second place. Then Laskowski and Rodman. Poor race. They had a mechanical problem on the car and couldn't complete the entire 100 laps. Car sponsored by Ward's Concrete, Mike's Body Shop, and ERC Racing Fuel. In the 89 Pontiac Firebird, our trophy presenter, Melanie Gross, out for presentation. It's ready to take that helmet off underneath there. Some of these cars, if you look carefully at Hubert's car, they do run radios and two-way radio communications in these cars. And out of the car, Tom Hubert. Some of these guys in the back of the pack need to tighten things up a little bit. Before we go green, we'd like to have them up there 2 by 2. And I think that perhaps the 2 car of Gary Roberts is not in position. That may be the concern. The rookie driver from Willow Creek, his first time on the racetrack here ever in the 71 Ford Torino. Gary Roberts in the 2 car. And says, well, if you want to sit back there, I guess we can go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and bring them together and turn them loose next time around. Murray and Walsh, front row. And then Bob Wallace and Lonnie Tucker. Mike Portapassy pretty much by himself there. And out of turn 3 and 4, right about there is where they're going to start to get on the gas. And out of turn 4. We did display the green to get it moving, but we go back to yellow because that start was not the way it should have been. For the sake of safety to cars and drivers, if the start doesn't look good, the flagman will give them the green so that we don't have everybody jumping on the binders right away, but we'll bring it back around and give them the restart. And our assistant flagman, Mike Eagle, says, well, if you'd like to move up there, Sean, you can move right up there with Mike Portapassy, and we'll let Gary Roberts in the 2 car just kind of find out what racing is all about there in the back. And this time they looked a little bit better so far through 3 and 4. Now they start to get on the gas. And out of turn 4, there's the green. And very quickly, Murray goes to the front of the Trans Am. Bob Wallace in the 70 car. Dan right with him in the Camaro. Then Portapassy in the Chevy and Tucker. 10-lap heat race. Portapassy starting to move up on cars. In fact, Tucker is staying right with them, too. And now Wallace goes to the high side. Mark Murray trying to guard that inside line, and Wallace is going to move right down the back straightaway and makes a very nice loop. He's got to watch it in 3 and 4. This is where you can get in trouble in that high line. He hangs on. Car number 70, Bob Wallace picks up the lead here in lap number 4. And he's starting to put some distance between himself and the rest of the field. Now Murray and Cortopassi get ready to battle for second place. Those two contenders a few times before. And Wallace hanging on to that lead, in fact, starting to stretch it out a little bit. Murray and Cortopassi really more concerned about themselves than trying to catch up with the leader. And Cortopassi and Wallace got fingers. And now Tucker gets involved in this, a 3-car battle for second place. Wallace out there in the guard spot by himself. We watch those. Mark Murray in the Trans Am trying to guard that inside line. Mike Cortopassi has been trying to get it back from him and doesn't seem to be able to sneak in there. Tucker in the 29 car falling back to 4th place and trying to chase him with those guys find it out. Bob Wallace, and now Cortopassi on the inside finally got the line. Let's see how the second place battle goes. And Mike makes the move to the inside, picks up third place. Into lap number 9. The 70 car, Bob Wallace, will get the white flag this time around. Looks like a problem on 29 Tucker's car as he's heading into the pit area on the turn 4. White flag is out for one more time around. Through turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag, Bob Wallace. Murray, Pat Walsh, and Sean Andrews. The Industrial Park, 1981 Camaro. This car ran in competition here last year, different owner and driver. And Bob bought the car. He's a rookie driver and really has learned his way around out here. I do notice that for sale sign on there. Not sure what that's all about. This is his first win ever in competition, according to our unofficial records here. So some very excited folks down there. Out of the car, Bob Wallace. And his first win ever at Redwood Acres Raceway. Second win, is that right? Okay. Like I say, we're always unofficial on those first, second, third type of things. And those guys have been door to door a few times. And 10-lap fast car heat race for the street stocks out of turn 4. And they're straight. And looks like our starter does not like the way they look. They'll see that yellow flag, and right about now they should start to slow down. They may not have seen the yellow yet as they went into turn 1. Everybody gets the message. Really can't emphasize too much the difficulty at times of seeing out of these race cars because of the visual situation with the goggles or the visor and the Lexan windshields. It's not as easy to see out of the cars as you might think. And sometimes you'll miss a flag or miss a light when you go to a turn. get back in shape here before we go back green, and they don't look too good. These cars all running a 350 Holley carburetor, and they also have a minimum weight limit. They all run the same type of racing tire, and quite a bit of variety of manufacturers out there. Camaro, Buick, Ford. Tim McEwen says, hey, what's going on, guys? Let's get them lined up and go racing. And another late arrival, car number 12, Doug Ray. And a problem apparently on McCracken's 28 car as he has come to a stop here on the front straightaways. And now the 11th car, Glenn Shurey, says, okay, now I think I'll get out there. And that's the indication we're going to go racing one lap from now. So get ready, guys. Never really sure why everybody in these heat races, the drivers get so excited about this. They don't pick up any points or major money here. There's a lot of honor involved in winning the trophy, but this is not where you score the big points. Generally, most of the drivers use it to kind of set up their cars and make sure they're running good. Out of turn 4, looking much better this time. And we get the green. Into turn 1, Henderson and Kunkler side by side. Phillips now on the inside of the Buick. Kunkler goes way high. That car very loose through turn 2, but managing to hang on. And now Olsen goes to the inside in the Camaro. Matt Kunkler trying to stay on the outside, and that could be a tough place to race. Graham now coming to the inside, and Kunkler's car goes right up against the wall. Standifer follows it through. Top 5 cars. Now to turn 4. Henderson in the Camaro. The Buick of Tim Phillips, and Graham goes way to the high side, and Standifer tries to sneak by. Yellow flag comes out. And it looks like there's an indication. Yep, you look very carefully over in turn 4. You can see some kind of debris up there. Jack Sidori goes over to pick that up as the 4 car of Eric Graham is into the pit area. Changed the paint job on that car. You missed a last race or two. They kind of went to a different paint scheme a couple of weeks ago. And Henderson leads them around single file on these restarts. And here they come. Henderson trying to stretch out that lead on the opener. Now Standifer trying to sneak by on the inside of Olsen. It's the inside line. Olsen and Standifer side by side. Lap number 5. And now Kunkler working on the 16 car. He's got his line set up. We'll see how they handle it. Lap 6 underway. Top 3 cars breaking away from the rest of the field. Vanderbilt with that sub-17-second lap has got the faster field of the field. And Henderson will try to make his race car as wide as possible, but he's got 2 faster cars behind him. And it looks like Vanderbilt and Phillips are both thinking that one's going to go high, one's going to go low, and we'll get it one way or another. As Vanderbilt tries that outside move, that could be a tough place to make a pass. And Vanderbilt makes his way around. Henderson became the inside of the sandwich there, and Vanderbilt makes the pass. Phillips picks up second place. Looks like like a possible problem on Matt Cuthbert's number 7, moving slowly out of turn 4. Lap 9 underway. And we will show the white flag to the 55 car this time around. Look out! Anderson spins over in turn 3. And Olsen manages to stay out of trouble. And we're left with basically a 2-car race. And Standifer is going to pick up this win as Anderson is down in turn 3. Out of turn 4, checkered flag. Tim Standifer. Tim Phillips. And third place car would be the 16th car of Rusty Olsen with Doug Way in traffic. Henderson back under his own power now. Kind of a confusing one at times. Car number 55. Sponsored by S&S Plating, Lennon Brothers Auto Machine, Arcata Muffler, Tom Sourdough Pizza, Resale Lumber, and Arcata Body Shop, plus Sequoia Auto in Arcata, the Coors Light Silver Bullet. And defending street stock champion, ran a Ford Torino last year, and then put this car together for 1989. Out of the car, Tim Standifer. And I think now would be kind of a nice time to give him an extra special bit of applause for being the first car to ever go under 17 seconds in the street stock division. Nice work, Tim. It's set to go racing. You kind of wonder if Dan Hauser ever thought that getting elected to public office would mean he'd get to drive a race car. The two don't necessarily go together, but boy, I'd take it, I guess. You're always in a political race. Yeah, Sandy, I got that. Yeah. And we'll look to see him go this time around out of turn 4, and we go green. And turn 1, remember this is fast cars in the back of the pack, so everybody's going to try and scramble through some of the slower qualifiers. Oh, look at that down the back straightaway. Bonnie on the outside, right in the middle is Ray Middleton. Dan Hauser stays right with him. Hauser trying to go to the inside. Bonnie way up against the wall. 3 cars abreast. And let's see how they handle it down the front straightaway here so far. No major contact, but what a scramble. And now Bill Middleton breaks away along with Gary Standifer in the 5 car, and Standifer's second fast qualifier says, I'll take it. And Dan Hauser holding down third place, but he's got some trouble behind him as Doug Culver is going way to the outside. And Culver, after the line, picks up third place. Bill Middleton in the 29 car goes to the outside, and the leaders start to put some distance between themselves and some of the slower qualifiers. 10-lap heat race. And now the battle for second place. Ray Middleton nosing out Culver at the line, but Culver sneaks by on the inside. And now the 2 fastest qualifiers are at the front. Let's see if Culver can catch up with Standifer. Doug Culver had a faster qualifying time than Gary Standifer, and Standifer knows it, so he's just going to try and keep on that gas as hard as possible. Very carefully to the engines on these cars. They pretty much are flat out all the way around the racetrack. Occasionally they will lift off the accelerator just a little bit and maybe use a little brake, but it's not much. Lap number 6 underway. And our top 2 point cars in the race for the 89-point championship are right up in front. Culver starting to gain some ground on Standifer. And he's got 4 laps left, just a little less than 4 laps. And it looks like if it continues the way he's got it handling right now, that he may be alongside Standifer within the next lap. So watch him closely. Ray Middleton in the 52 car is in third place and pretty much on himself. And now Culver and Standifer will get set to do battle. Doug Culver in the oval. And when they come by this time, they'll have 2 laps left. Now Culver goes swinging on the inside. Sanders trying to guard his position. And so far, he's doing it pretty well, trying to make that cord middle a little wider each time around. Now Pulver looks to the outside, but he's got traffic up there. Can't make that move. He may try it anyway, though. He's showing the white flag this time around. Doug Pulver going to the inside. And Sandifer still had the lead going into turn one, but now Pulver's right with him. And Dan Houser's lap car becomes a factor as Pulver goes to the inside. Sandifer goes to the outside. Out of turn four, let's watch it closely. Here comes the car. Back to the line. Doug Pulver hanging on. From our vantage point here, we'll check with the officials. Looks like the 87 car. Doug Pulver by about 2 or 3 inches. There's your third place car, number 52, Ray Middleton. And Doug Pulver and Gary Sandifer made it look good, and I didn't think they were doing that on purpose. Either one of them, if they had the opportunity, would have just taken that without the theatrics. And Doug Pulver brings the German-made Opel Menta back to the line. And there he is, out of the car, Doug Pulver. Doug has met with much success here. We mentioned earlier, not only point leader, but winning a number of main events and really dominating this division. The only car and driver who have really challenged him. Hey, look very closely, you can see on the front end of that, he's actually got 4 foot pins, and somebody forgot to put any of them in there. Boy, that makes you feel bad, huh? Actually 4 pins to hold down the front end of that hood. And there's Baldwin in the 84 car, Wally Martin Jr. in 24, and we'll try to get these guys lined up and go racing. These would be your slower qualifiers in our Superstock division, 10-lap heat race. And top 4 cars looking pretty good, and out of third 4. Yellow, green, and back to yellow, as those cars are just a little out of shape coming out of third 4. Now they get the message. Nice 2/3, 3/4 of a moon up there right off the back straightaway. Actually, we don't like it when there's a full moon out here because it does seem to affect the racing. I know that sounds silly, but it happens. And if you look closely off of turn 4, a nice big heavy cloud cover up on the top of Neelan. So those people with the cheap seats up on Neelan, they're not getting a very good view tonight. And Baldwin in the 84 car, Wally Martin Jr. in the 24 car. We'll see if we can get those guys side by side. Then Craig Brown and Angelo Marcelli, row 2. Ferguson and Hansen completing the field. This time they look just a little bit better. They hit the cone. Good out of turn 4. There's the lead. And Mark Baldwin leads them into turn 1 and 2. Wally Martin Jr. to the outside, and that's a hard place to do some racing. Craig Brown stays with the leader, Marcelli third, Hansen pulling up into fourth place. With the inverted start, you've got some faster cars behind him, and Mark is really taking his first opportunity to get this car in competition. He's got to be careful. Brett Brown in the 78 car trying to make a decision as to whether he should try an outside pass, and that's reels up Marcelli, and Hansen's getting ready to do battle for third place. In the turn, number 4, lap number 4. In the Buick, and thinking very seriously about making an outside line pass on Marcelli, and he just hasn't quite had the momentum to give it a try. Baldwin in the 84 car leads them back to the line. We'll be starting on lap number 7. Baldwin would probably have the most cumulative experience. He hasn't had that much experience here at Redwood Acres on the end. Lap 9 underway, and Mark Baldwin will try to pick up his first victory ever, first time on the racetrack. He might be able to do it. Here's the white flag. And traffic may become a factor as Ferguson stays to the high side and the faster cars move along to the inside. Here they come out of turn 4. Checkered flag, Mark Baldwin, Brown, Angelo Marcelli, and Rob Hansen. '84 car sponsored by K&M Glass, Wayne Wilson Radiator Battery and Air Conditioning, Big A Auto Parts, AGS Service in Fortuna, and the 9-to-1 motor constructed by Automotive Associates in Reading. '89 IROC Camaro, Hal Chassis. They put this car together last year and ran some great hot laps, lost the motor before they could qualify. They had it together this year, once again had motor problems, and this is its first actual time in competition. And I'm sure Mark is very happy to actually get the car on the racetrack, and look at this, huh? Picks up the victory. Mark, the '87 Superstock track champion last year that we ran the dirt track here. Out of the car, Mark Baldwin. Welcome back to Redwood Acres. And nice little hug and a kiss from somebody special, Sherry Baldwin, our track photographer. Two local cars and 4 visitors. Yeah, nice to see these guys out here making about a 3-hour trip from Reading over here to race with us. Olsen on the inside, Gannon to the outside, looking for 10 laps out of turn 4. And there's the green. And somebody's slowing down on the front straightaway. Looks like the 16 car, Tom Hubert. And nope, it was the 99 car of Rodman apparently had a problem. And we are going to get another restart here. Apparently the flagman looked like something apparently went wrong in that car. He left out any smoke or anything, but he pulled into the pit area, moved very slowly, and now he's going to make it back out, I guess. A stray little brown dog with no tail, with a flea collar, That is, that's a racing office that belongs to somebody, so if you're missing your little brown dog, please go to the racing office. Now the turn forward, we find out turn one, Gannon on the outside, Laskowski right with them. Those top 5 cars very evenly matched. And that these guys always put on a show. Walker on the inside, and Brian for fourth place. And Gannon is not in a good place to be on the outside as the freight train moves around him. Top 5 cars trying to break away from the lead. Lap number 3 underway. And Laskowski moving up. Walker and Russell, though he's on 4 cars now, leaving Gannon behind. Now Laskowski starts to move on the inside as Hubert in the 16 car retired. Most of these drivers have figured out that there is basically one very quick line, and if you can keep that line, you can keep people behind you, and now Laskowski is getting very eager to try an inside move. Lap 7 underway. They'll have 3 more if they come back to the line this time. And it looks like nobody is getting real eager to make a move just yet. 2 laps to go. And right about now, if they've got any tricks left, they will try to start making it because they've only got a lap and a half left. And generally it'll take about a full lap to make it on these laps. Here it is, one more time around. Randy Olson, Randy Laskowski, Jim Walker, Greg Ruttman, and Roger Gannon. And looks like nobody is going to try anything out of turn 3 and 4. Checkered flag, Randy Olson, Randy Laskowski, Jim Walker, Greg Ruttman, and Roger Gannon. The 17 car, sponsored by REO Construction and Automotive Associates. The 89 IROC Camaro. And this driver picking up his second main event win of 1989 last Saturday night. Second in points behind Walker going into tonight's program. Remember, points are awarded only in the main event, so heat races, well, it's a chance for some glory and a chance for a trophy and a chance to find out if your car's working good. Out of the car, Randy Olson. Randy started his driving career about 7-8 years ago, 8-9 years ago. Did a little bit of racing on the dirt track here at Redwood Acres and then decided.
I couldn't read the writing from last name. Sorry about that.
And our 30-lap main event ready to get underway. One car that did not make a qualifying attempt tonight, if you were here very early this afternoon, tough break tonight for Al Acuna out in hot laps. They actually had a fire in the engine compartment in the 40 car, and no major problems with the driver and everybody okay there, but putting up a big puff of smoke and for a few moments kind of a frightening situation, but car 40 out of competition now. And once again, we run the inverted start with the faster cars in the back of the pack, although we will modify that for some of these cars that have a little problem in qualifying or tend to be a lot slower than the rest. Those last 4 cars would be slower than the rest of the field, and our fast timer Tim Standifer will be able to start in front of them. All the other cars in the inverted order Nice field for our Street Stock main event tonight. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, like 15-car main event. And lights are off. We'll go set to go racing this time around. And Murray in the 71 car will face them down the back straightaway. Bob Wallace in the Camaro, car number 70, winning that heat race. Really showing some nice experience here for not having turned that many laps in competition. And through turn 3 and 4 so far, they look pretty good. And out of turn 4, we go green. Into turn 1, we may have a problem. Cars sliding all over the racetrack, a tremendous pileup. We've got about 6 or 7 cars down, and don't make that 6, 8, about 8 cars all coming together in turn number 1. We're trying to get everybody slowed down. And Cortopassi in the 47 car underway. A problem on the 16 car, Rusty Olson, his radiator going up in steam. Some of the other cars, we're not sure how much contact was made. As we came back to the line, the 28 car, Tim McCracken, got into the dust on the inside. And as best we could tell, he slid across the track and collected just a whole bunch of other cars. And our safety crews, folks from Eureka Fire Department, the steam coming out of the radiator. And we'll see who else may be in trouble. Tim Standifer's down there, along with Eric Graham, Matt Kunstler, Doug Way. All involved to some degree. Food and Chowder House, you know where they are here, north end of town, huh, Skippers? And this will go to, I think she won last week. How does she do this? I think it's Ann Storer, if I got that right. I'm going to check and see how many entries Ann put in here. And you got a couple of certificates for some chowder there from our friends at Skippers. Hope you like seafood. Are you hungry? I think the concern is for some of those cars kind of straggling around in the back there and not tightening up the pack as much as they possibly could. Go! And this time, the sign for one more time around, and we're finally trying to get this first lap in. Scheduled for 30 laps. And Murray in the 71 car once again up front. Wallace in the 70 car. Then Cortopassi, McCracken, Henderson, and Shuri alongside in the Camaros. 35 laps is the indication from our officials. And out of turn 4, we go green. Just in time, the 16 car, Rusty Olson, is in competition and will be on the lead lap. As the leaders go slamming into turn 3 and 4, Wallace comes back to the line. Bob Wallace, car number 7, Mark Murray in the 71 car, Missouri, points leader to the outside of Mark Murray and then McCracken in the 28 car. And Wallace knows that he's got some fast qualifiers behind him. As much distance as possible before those faster guys can catch up with him. Already, Steve Henderson and Tim Standifer on the move. As they very quickly push to the front, scheduled for 35 laps. And the leaders already coming in. And really side-by-side trouble on the Henderson car. Steve Henderson, motor problems into turn 1. And the leaders come out of 3 and 4. Bob Wallace, Brent Shuri, Tim McCracken, and Tim Standifer. Yellow light comes out. And very good possibility that we've got some oil down on this track from the motor on the Henderson car going up in smoke. And Eric Graham makes it back out. And Graham will be down at least 4, maybe 5 laps. I think he'll be down about 4 laps. So he would have to have a tremendous run here to be back in contention, and he decides he's not ready to go yet. Unofficially, the 16th car made it back for the start, so Olsen in the 16th car would be on the lead lap. He made it out just as we went green. 5 laps, by the way. 35 laps for the Team Stock main event. Lights are out. We'll go green next time around. Bob Wallace had built up a little bit of a lead, and then Glenn Shurey came up along with him. We have a single file restart, and Wallace, I'm sure, will just try to get on the gas as quickly and appropriately as he possibly can, trying to keep those faster guys behind him. And here they come out of turn 4. There's the green. Shurey immediately goes on the inside. Glenn Shurey picks up the lead here on lap number 5. He moves down the back straightaway. Tim Standifer, fast qualifier, apparently didn't pick up any serious damage in that incident because he's already up to 4th place. Standifer going to the outside of McCracken as the Thunderbird gets by the Camaro. Battling for second place. Standifer tries to outbreak him into turn 3 and 4, and Watson starts down the straightaway. Olsen in the 16th car into the pit area. Apparently still some concerns on that car. And now the leaders will start to come up on some of the more qualifiers. Here comes Shurey, and he grabs the needle goes to the inside, and the rest of the field tries to follow along. And lap number 9 underway. There's your leader, the 11th car, Glenn Shurey, and now in second place. And a battle for third as Wallace hangs on. 3 cars abreast. McCracken and Phillips now trying to pull their way toward the front and challenge Bob Wallace for third place. Glenn Shurey, car number 11, 55, Tim Standifer, and car 70, Bob Wallace. Lap 11, and lots of racing, lots of down the back straightaway. Shurey wasn't sure how to move around the traffic, and he's lost some ground to Standifer. And here he comes on turn 4. Shurey beats him back to the line, but Standifer takes the inside groove, and he picks up the lead at lap number 12. Phillips in the 73 car. The leader has close to 8 cars now on the traffic. And Tim McCracken is working on the 70 car. Bob Wallace trying to make his way up there for 4th place. Remember, Graham in the 4 car is several laps down. We'll try to keep going here for the points. He would have a difficult time making up the 4 or 5 laps that he lost. Tim McCracken and Bob Wallace for 4th place. Lap 15 underway. And now McCracken once again trying to squeeze by the inside. Wallace holds the groove. Tim Phillips celebrating his 28th birthday, running 3rd at the moment in the Buick, the 73 car. Gary Roberts shot. Roberts goes a little wide. Halfway point, lap 17 underway, lap 17 of 35. McCracken has jumped around Wallace, and now runs Sandifer is kind of cruising down that back straightaway. Damage on the car apparently is not or the engine department. Fury, the points leader, holding down second place and has that secured for the moment. As the 73 car, Tim Phillips, has a ways to go over the catch up with it. Fourth place car is the 28 car, Tim McCracken, and then back to car 70, Bob Willis for fifth place. Has to work the high side on Mark Murray 71, lap 21 underway. At the moment, everybody running single file. Eric Graham and Tim McCracken going side by side. How they handle this with traffic right in front of them. And they're putting on quite a show, but it doesn't with Graham being down several laps. Mike Photography and Pat Walsh have been doing a little dicing there down the back straightaway. And now Sandifer comes up on traffic. We'll go to the outside of Pat Walsh's car. With the fastest car out here can make his way through traffic fairly easily as long as he doesn't get anybody side by side in front of him. Second place car back to the 11th car with Glenn Fury in the Camaro. He now has at least 4 cars between him who are lapped down the lead. Battle between Mark Murray and Pat Walsh. They've been doing a little bumper action now as the second place car, Glenn Fury, goes to the high side of Mark Murray's Grand Am. Tim Phillips in the 73 car getting ready to make a challenge for second place. Watch the battle, Glenn Fury and Tim Phillips. Phillips generally has had the faster cars qualifying. Traffic here, lap 28, as they come back to the line. The leader is Sandifer down the back straightaway. And now Fury and Phillips make their way through traffic. We'll watch and see if Tim Phillips can make a challenge to the Buick for second place. Starts to try and make that Camaro as wide as possible, trying to hang on to second place. Sandifer is going to go 30 and walks him out of third floor. Phillips goes to the inside, moves around, and can't quite make the move. Glenn Fury from Fortuna, Tim Phillips from Ferndale. If either one of those guys won, they'd get that additional bonus from Lake Construction. $100 in this event, and Phillips once again very loose going on the front four. They'll now go to have the handling to make a move on Phillips Camaro. And Sandifer now with half a lap lead over the 2 second and third place car. See if we stay green or how we'll handle this. Here comes the leader, Sandifer. And Walsh gets back in there. On the high side, he's out of everybody's way. And the leader down the back straightaway will be looking for the white flag this time around. Car 55, Tim Sandifer. Glenn Fury holding on for second place. And the second and third place cars handling once again. Handling problems for Village in turn 2, and checkered flag. Car number 55, Jim Vandiver. And second place to the 11 car, Glenn Curry. On fifth, Jim Phillips. Third in the 73 car, and I believe we go back to Jim McCracken for fourth place. And number 55, Jim Vandiver, sponsored by S&S Plating, Lennon Brothers Auto Machine. Arcata Muffler, Tom Sourdough Pizza, Resale Lumber, Arcata Body Shop, Sequoia Auto in Arcata, and it looks like that car was destined to go 35 laps, and that's all. Look at that radiator. Pretty good chance that they had some radiator damage in that incident and maybe just patched it up, hoping it would stay together, and the car, considering all the damage, handled beautifully. Tim with that brand new under 17 seconds track record, and Tim Vandiver. I have a sneaking suspicion that Tim probably stayed in the car while they were working on it, and this is the first time he's seen the front end since it got dinged up. Tim's mom, Starlene, celebrating a birthday tonight. Pole position to the Steve Murray car, the Dodge Colt, and he picked that 44 there. You get that? Colt 44? I figured you probably got that by now. On the outside, Ray Middleton, the 52 car, then Bob Bonney and Bill Middleton, and there's the green. Bill Middleton, the Middleton brothers, immediately going to the outside, and Bill goes way high. That could be a dicey place to be. Bob Bonney staying on the inside. Faster qualifiers very quickly trying to get up there, as Bonney and Bill Middleton were running side by side, and now they start to sort themselves out a little better. Gary Vandiver makes a move right through the center of a couple of those cars, trying to get up front. He knows that Doug Fulmer is going to follow him through, and he's going to have a battle with him if previous performance is any indication. And Ray Middleton pushing that Ford Pinto just as hard as possible. We mentioned that some of these cars, especially the ones with the smaller motors, they probably don't really lift off the gas very much at all, and almost never touch the brakes unless they've got a problem in front of them. And now Gary Vandiver quickly tries going to the outside, and Middleton cuts him off. Over goes to the inside. Ray Middleton trying to widen out his car a little bit, and he's probably, Gary Vandiver, probably not too happy about that situation. He goes back driving in hard, gets out of shape. Look out, Vandiver in trouble, and he gets looked at this pylon in turn number 3 and 4. Vandiver brings out the yellow flag as the 29 car. Bill Middleton also involved, and Bill Middleton is going to get the worst of this one. He's got a radiator problem. You can see that already having a problem. The 43 car of Bob Bonney also involved, but he's back under his own power. And probably Dan Hauser in the 11 car is going, hey, wait, these guys get serious out here. I just thought they go around and had fun. Look at Gary Vandiver as he's going to be out of action. Also looks like he took a pretty good licking. In fact, I think that is just about second best or second worst damage we've seen on one of these cars this year. Okay, we'll get to another nomination there later on. And Blackman Tim McEwen says, okay, let's get her squared away here and get racing. Vandiver's number 5 car picked up some damage, but whatever the problem was on the radiator, at least we think that's what it was, it's been fixed. Boy, those Coors Light cars just don't seem to be doing well on radiators. The Silver Bullet Tim Vandiver's car picking up radiator damage, but then again, he did win the main event. And here we go through 3 and 4. We'll try to get it rolling again. There's the green. And Doug Fulmer tries the outside line and makes it look pretty easy as they go into turn 1 and 2. Fulmer picks up the lead. Ray Middleton in the 52 car hanging on for second place as Gary Standifer moves to the outside of our celebrity driver, Dan Hauser in the 11th car. And everybody running single file as they go down the back straightaway. The car to watch will be Gary Standifer's 5 car. He was second fast qualifying and he lost some horsepower or handling in that incident. He should be able to eventually make his way around most of these other cars. They're not going to make it easy for him, but he'll sure try as he gets around the Steve Murray car. And Pulver trying to lengthen out that lead with a straightaway lead over Ray Middleton. Lap 7 underway. And Standifer now into 4th place as he gets around Bob Bonnie's Chevy Monza. Now Doug Pulver is running it all by himself right now. Watch the line he takes as he squeezes to the inside on the turns and then takes the car right up against the wall. You can see the shadow. That's the fast way around. He doesn't have any traffic. It looks like he almost accelerates into 3 and 4, and then he sweeps way high, keeps the momentum up on that car, and that is the fast way around this racetrack. As he swings back to the inside, just lets off the gas a little bit. It doesn't even need to get on the brake. And all of a sudden, Gary Standifer has gotten by 2 more cars, and he's up to second place. Pulver now with just about half a lap lead. In fact, maybe over half a lap lead over Standifer. And Pulver will get ready to make the pass on Dan Hauser. He's not quite sure how he's going to do this. Okay, he's going to go to the inside. And Hauser says, okay, you're the fast guy. I'll let you go by there. Now Randy Dean getting ready to challenge Ray Middleton for 4th place. This guy's running nose to tail as he's on the inside. And Ray Middleton thinking about cutting him off, but thinks better of it. Now they come together, playing a little bumper tag. Dean once again squeezing on the inside, and it looks like he should make it this time. There's your second place car number 5, Gary Standifer. Lap 12 underway at 20. The top 2 cars, Doug Pulver and Gary Standifer, are 1-2 in the points. So if they finish the way they are right now, it will just kind of keep things fairly even. And probably before we see a checkered flag out here, Doug Pulver will try to wade his way through all these other cars and still around the lead lap. As Pulver goes to the inside of Murray. And if Pulver can catch up with Gary Standifer, you're going to see a real war, because Standifer is not going to want to get lapped. He is going to work very hard at that, and it looks like that's very much a possibility as we still have 5 laps to go. As they come back to the line. Inside of Ray Middleton, and he's kind of caught in traffic there. Randy Dean trying to hold that line, finally gives way, and now the first place car is coming up on the second place car. And I think he's done this one other time. Doug Pulver managed to lap everybody on the racetrack. And he's got the possibility of doing that right now. Gary Standifer doesn't know how to handle this traffic. Dan Hauser is right in the middle. And 3 abreast into turn 3. What a thrill. And Pulver says, hey, I better back off and wait. As they come back to the line, it will be a battle to see if Pulver can lap the second place car. And lap 18 underway, and he's got 3 laps to do it. And he's going to make it down the back straightaway. Doug Pulver has put the entire field down a lap, at least 1 lap. Second place car is a lap down to the leader. Lap 19 gets underway right now. car with the car number 3, Randy Dean. This is all unofficial. And then the 52 car of Ray Middleton. And once again, Dan Hauser says, where did all these guys come from? How come they keep coming alongside me here? White flag is out one more time around for the leaders. And Clover's got this one pretty much thrown up. Watch that battle for third place as Ray Middleton and Randy Dean are just working on each other down the back straightaway. Now to turn 4, checkered flag, Doug Culver. And Sandifer will pick up the second place as he comes back to the line. Randy Dean holds on to third. Ray Middleton, Bob Bonney, Steve Murray, and the 11th car, Assemblyman Dan Hauser. Nice run by all these guys tonight. Oh yeah, I went out and did some racing at Redwood Acres. Where? You did what? And the 87 car is sponsored by 101 Supply in Riadel, A1 Radiator Battery in Muffler and Fortuna, Foisters Mobile in Riadel, Fortuna Coast to Coast Total Hardware. Also thanks to Harry and Louise Holder and Lisa, there she is. Hello, Lisa. Getting everybody in the crew down there tonight. And there he is out of the car, Doug Culver. Our trophy presenter tonight, Melanie Gross. Nice corsage there that she has from Dolson's Floral at 2901 F Street in Henderson Center. Well, we're going to get everybody in this photograph. I mentioned one time that when they first brought this race car to the racetrack for practice, they decided to do some, oh, look at this, oh, a little affection down there, yeah. And we're all set for 40 laps of racing. And if you exclude the tour races, when we have the entire NASCAR Southwest Tour here, this has got to be, I think, about our biggest field for a regular Saturday night show. Just got the word from our officials, we're going to go 50 laps tonight. 50 laps main event. Some very fine racing machinery on the line here. If you're curious about what these cars cost, if you wanted to just go over to one of the top runners and say, I'd like to buy your race car, figure anywhere from about $25,000 to $30,000 and more. If you'd like to buy one, that's about what they're going to cost. One more time around, and we'll get set to go racing. Wally Martin Jr., the 24 car on the inside. 84, Mark Baldwin. Then Marcelli in the 25 car, Greg Brown in 78, Rob Hansen the 71 car, Randy Olson number 17. 12-car field, and everybody eager to get on the gas out of turn 4. There's the green lookout. And the yellow light immediately comes out as the start was not the way it should have been. Win a Superstock main event, and when we say out-of-town drivers, anybody that's not a regular with us. Mike Chase, of course, winning that tour event a few weeks ago, but none of the Redding cars have won any main events here, and that might change tonight with 4 very competitive cars in the field from Redding. Lap main event, so these guys have got their work cut out for them. That's a lot of racing, and tires and driver fatigue could come into play here if we get a lot of green flag laps. This time they look a little better out of 3 and 4. And we got Mark Belton, the leader, trying to pull away from the rest of the field. Lap 3 underway. And Moskowski, Olsen, and Walker moving up on the 78 car of Fred Brown. Roger Cannon goes to the inside of Angelo Marcelli and picks up one position. A problem on the 21 car as Boogie very slowly moves to the turn 1 and 2. And Walker tries the outside line on Moskowski, and that could be a dangerous move. He's going for it. Jim Walker goes to the outside. And Walker making that 48 car work pretty well, trying to move on Moskowski as Roger Gannon goes to the inside. A battle now for second, third, fourth, and fifth place. Greg Brown, one of the slower qualifiers, has got some very fast cars behind him, and he knows it. Once again, Walker side by side, and Jim Walker's got a little more running room this time. He's still trying to make it work. Roger Gannon will probably try the same move if it works for Walker. Yellow flag is out as we have cars on the back straightaway in trouble. And also Hubert moving very slowly. Yellow coming out on lap number 9 of a scheduled 50 lap. Tom Hubert in the 16th car says, yep, something is not right here, and he goes into the pit area. Reminder that when our racing is completed, you're welcome to take a look at these race cars up close in the pit area, but also try to hang on to those youngsters because there's a lot of machinery being moved around and a lot of hot parts and race cars. Also, don't forget the main parking lot gate across the street locks up about 1 hour after the finish of our main event. And checking the lineup, indication is that everything is okay and we're set to go. And all these cars are on the lead lap. I believe that is correct unofficially. All cars on the lead lap. And Baldwin in the 84 car, actually this may work to his advantage because he won't have to worry about traffic for a while. He can get a good start on these guys. And out of turn 4, it's a wild race car, we go green. And the chase is on once again. This time Greg Brown, the 78 car, managing to get some distance between himself and all of a sudden here's Hubert back on the track. Hubert in the 16th car will be a lap down, but now Mark Baldwin knows he's got to contend with traffic. Hubert, one of the faster qualifiers, it won't be easy. Walker in trouble. Hangs on, and Walker and Rodman come together. Jim Walker and Craig Rodman coming together, but both of them underway. Yellow is out as our leaders. And actually, both of those cars look like they may be okay. Now Hansen's spinning it. A little bit of damage on the front of Craig Rodman's car. Jim Walker's car looks okay. Walker coming down the front straightaway, getting pinched to the outside, getting a little out of shape, doing a masterful job of really staying out of major trouble, and finally spinning toward the infield. And the 99 car of Craig Rodman, the victim, as Walker sliding off the top of the wall, and then Hansen, after the yellow came out, switched through turn 4. Rodman of the 99 car into the infield. We didn't see any major damage on the car. It looked like he was able to run. We'll see if he can make it back out. He didn't make it back to the yellow, so here since we went green, starting in the front row, and Rodman was right with it. Wally Martin Jr., the 24 car, out of action already tonight, slipping away sometime in the last few laps. And looks like we got somebody coming out of the pit area. Okay, here comes Wally back on the racetrack. Lap 12 underway. Yeah, Mark Baldwin's got to feel good about this situation. He won that heat race earlier tonight. The first time he's really had an opportunity after about a year and a half of working on this car, almost 2 years, of really getting the car in competition. And Mike says one more time and we'll turn him loose. Out of the 99 car. And we believe that he would still be on the lead lap. That's unofficial. Here they come out of turn 4. There's the green. And once again, now Craig Brown in the 78 car, challenging Baldwin, finding some handling and some motor grip. Baldwin out of shape. And we've got cars all over the racetrack. And it looks like Baldwin and Gannon getting the worst of this as the red flag comes out. Roger Gannon quickly out of the 38 car. He cannot be happy about this situation. Mark Baldwin in the 84 car. You see some sheet metal already gone off of his car. Baldwin got out of shape coming out of turn 4. Tried to stay out of everybody's way as he slid down the front straightaway. Collected Gannon. And also Hanson in the 71 car currently involved. Our track crew looking along this front straightaway for possibly bits and pieces of sheet metal and fiberglass. Gannon very quickly inspecting his car to see if he's going to be able to keep moving. Craig Rotman in the 99 car did an excellent job of literally staying out of the way. He slid way to the inside. We'll just have to check and see if he's going to be scored on this lead lap or not. Quick check with our officials. The initial indication is the 38 car is on the lead lap, so Roger Gannon still very much in the war. You can do it one more time around. Brett Brown in the Buick LeSabre. Randy Olson in the Camaro, the 17 car, and the 72 car, the Pontiac of Randy Laskowski. Followed by Marcelli in the Camaro, and they very quickly get on the gas. And up the war. Here they go. And race cars all over the racetrack. Greg Brown into the wall, shearing off the front end of the car. And Randy Olson in the 17 car also involved. Red flag involved out again. And you can see the right front wheel and tire. There's Brown out of the car. He's okay. Let's give him a hand for getting out of that one. And the 17 car of Randy Olson up in the air. He was very fortunate that that Camaro came down right side up. Olson picking up some heavy damage and I believe making his way into the pit area under his own power, but that is about as close as we have ever come to getting a car upside down at this racetrack. Jack Sidori and the rest of the crew picking up bits and pieces of Craig Brown's race car.
Highlights film off of this.
And Brown walking back with some of the safety crews. And Craig Brown's heavily damaged Buick LeSabre. And indication is that we will go back green this time around. Laskowski from Redding in the 72 car, just really easing along back there. Maybe he's just playing a little cat and mouse, getting ready to go, as Gannon will stay on the lead lap as he's ready to rejoin the war. And Laskowski now, he starts getting on the gas. There's the green. Marcelli on the inside of Walker. Walker pulls it down the back straightaway. Now Watman in the 99 car working on Marcelli. Lap 12 underway, and Laskowski trying to get some running room out here and stay out of trouble. Battling away. Hubert pulls up. We believe the 16 car, though, is a lap down on a previous incident, so scheduled for 50 laps as everybody starts to spin out in single file. And we get in to see if Jim Walker can take it down. And looks like a problem on the 99 car. Now Hubert goes to the inside of Marcelli, but Enzo unofficially would still be holding down third place. And now the leaders come up on traffic and dive to the inside to look out, and Ferguson moves out of the way. Marcelli unofficially would be in third place. And I believe that Roger Gannon in the 38 car would be in fourth place. Last 20 of the scheduled 50 lappers. And once again, Laskowski and Walker sliding into turn one. Sparks come up and Cassidy literally bottoms out on the racetrack. It's normal to see that. And now Gannon gets around Marcelli, and unofficially Roger Gannon would be in third place, which is apparently himself the leader. Gannon in 38 would be third, and then Marcelli fourth. Approaching the halfway mark of our scheduled 50 lap main event. Both Laskowski and Walker know that there's plenty of time to play the game. Walker may elect to just kind of follow him around here until Laskowski makes a mistake, and that's not very likely. Randy Laskowski, a young driver, but with a lot of experience. Problems with Hubert riding around in turn 4, and that could be a problem as he tries to get out of the way. And Tom Hubert manages to stay out of trouble. car, Tom Hubert, going into turn 1 and 2. We saw the smoke coming from the bottom end, losing that motor, Laskowski. A tough break for the Derrieres on number 16, and some concern about Walker's race car. Looks like we're going to try and turn him loose this time around. We'll turn them loose this time around. Once again, watch carefully and see how they handle this situation. There's still maybe some spots on the racetrack. Green is down. Into turn 1. Walker leads it through there again, and right behind him, Laskowski hanging on for third place. And Marcelli and Wally Martin Jr. Roger Gannon trying to become the first out-of-town driver to win a main event here outside of the tour race. And he's got his one cut out for it. Jim Walker sprints down the back straightaway. Seems to have things well in hand. No apparent concern for whatever was causing problems on the front end of that car. Will be starting lap number 38, and if we can stay green, we will be able to finish this race before the first. It takes just about 16 seconds for these guys to move around here in the race conditions, so plenty of time. Lap 39 underway. Top 3 cars at this point are not able to make a challenge here. And again, Laskowski in the 72 car apparently does not have the power and handling to get up there. I'm guessing that over in turn 2, these guys are backing off just a little bit still to take the plate off. The possibility of leaking some oil on there. Laskowski and Roger Gannon have any handling and horsepower left, they're going to have to start making a move right about now. They're trying to catch Jim Walker. Take a few laps to catch up with him. So far, nobody is willing to or able to make that move. Pretty good guess that Walker will put Wally down another lap before we see a checkered flag. And Wally already moves out of the way to let the faster guys get through. Done a terrific job of basically staying out of trouble, and unofficially I believe Angelo is still on the lead lap and he would be in fourth place. Walker's starting from 27. Jim Walker is trying to pick up his third main event win of 1989. Car number 48 on lap number 48. Laskowski losing lots of ground on the first and second place cars, and he may have decided he's going to sit this one out and stay on the racetrack. And 49 is on the clock. Next time around, we'll see the white flag. Down the back straightaway, Jim Walker from Ferndale. And the construction may have to put up some extra money. White flag is out. And Gannon trying to make some progress here. Maybe he was playing a little cat and mouse game, but it doesn't look like it. Checkered flag, Jim Walker and Roger Gannon. Unofficially, third place will go to the 72 car. Randy Laskowski and I believe Banjo Marcelli will pick up fourth place, followed by the 24 car, Wally Martin Jr. And unofficially, according to my watch, we made it with about 5 minutes to spare. And the folks from Redwood Acres are saying it's a good thing that that stayed green. Bob Alcar says, yeah, I'd like to see that. I don't want to see anything happen down there. And you can see some of those tire marks on the right side of Jim Walker's Camaro as the 48 car prepared by Rick Harper. Rick, a longtime associate of the Walker Racing efforts. I believe this was originally a Bimco chassis that they did some high degree of modification to this car over the winter. Out of the car, Jim Walker. And everybody who finished this main event tonight deserves a round of applause just to get through all the action that we had.
Hey, down in front.
Appreciate if you folks would be very patient about crossing the racetrack here. It's a little bit later than we normally get done a little bit sooner. And remember that main parking lot gate across the street will be locking up here in about an hour or so. You don't want to spend too much time in the pit area. And as you make your way out, we'll be seeing you 2 weeks from tonight.